Stock Talk. It's your host, Scott. Hope you had a good week of trading so far. So far this week, we're just about flat for the week, though it has been a little rough ride. That's primarily due to NVAX. We'll talk about that a little bit as far as the activity there. They did have earnings Monday. Earnings did not come out well as far as the numbers go, but as I've said before with NVAX, that earnings is really not something to really get too upset about. The main concerns with NVAX is mainly, these tests that they're running, these phase 3 tests, phase 2 tests, also just the amount of cash on hand and those types of things. So we'll talk about that earnings call, what happened there, what happened with the price during the week. We'll take a look at the rest of our stocks in our portfolio, and we'll kind of get our game plan together for tomorrow and see if we can close the week out green. That's going to rely a lot on NVAX because we are very heavy on NVAX. I actually bought some more of that this week. Bought some on the 9th for 93.21 and 91.09, but looked like a bad move there for a while because it did take a hit during the week, and we're going to talk about that here in just a second. So let's go ahead and jump over to our portfolio and take a look at NVAX and where it's at today, and kind of take a look at the last few days. Okay, so let's go over to there. All right, so here you can see the NVAX stock for today. Today you can see it did have a pretty good day where it was up 6%. Actually was up, got all the way up to 95 something today, I believe it was. Yeah, 95.37. Did sell off towards the end of the day. Actually was up around that 95, 94 range a couple of times today, so that looked pretty good to me. But let's go back a few days. On Monday they did have the earnings after hours, but here's what happened Monday. We actually had a pop during the day. They had some news come out. They've got the fast track for their COVID-19 vaccine. They've got that news was big time news. It actually went up to about 101, I think it was, and then it started to sell off on that as well. I think that's where some of the other vaccines came out with some news that they're 90% effective. So that might have caused a little bit of a sell-off. But as it started dropping down from that 101, that's when I purchased some at 91. First at 93.21, and it kept going. So I bought some more right around in this area here, around in the 91.09 range, and thought I'd get it pop back up closer to this 100 before the day was over with because of that fast path, but it didn't happen. So we are still holding those shares that we bought. As you can see here, it did get a little bit of a pop, but not enough to trade those shares in. So as you can see here, this is the end of the day, and then we had the earnings call, and it did not go well for the earnings call. And as you can see, the dip here. Now, what happened during the earnings call? That's their earnings call. There was not any real great news. I mean, nothing new to report other than the numbers of the earnings were bad as far as revenue and all those predicted numbers. But again, that's not what matters with NVAX. So when it sells off or something like that, it's a good time to usually buy. But what happened in that call, they had some technical difficulties right before they were going to have the Q&A with the analyst. And so that really put them in a bad spot there. And as you can see, that next day, we'll go back to that. You see the next day, not only did it drop, but it sold off even further. And it just had a bad day. So we just had to kind of ride that out. And we're holding that. So, but the next day they did come out and with a another meeting where they did have the Q&A. Again, it was after hours and it went up, but it did. You can see we had a good pop that next day, and so it kind of recouped to here, and then today it jumped again and did real well. As you can see here, we got up today in that 95.37 range. So here we got to 94.41, and this is where we hit that 95 something. But it did sell off towards the end of the day. We don't like to see it sell off like that, but that's what it does a lot of times. But it was a good comeback. We were getting clobbered yesterday for sure. I think it was down $11 at one time, 10 or $11. It was really a tough day, but it's fought its way back up there now. We're getting pretty close to where, well, we were over where we bought the other day, but holding way too many shares in NVAX right now. I don't want to be hanging on to these too long, but everything's good. I mean, I was listening to the call that they had with the analyst, and everything's doing real well. I'm not worried. It's just I don't like to have that much money tied up in one stock. Right now we're only at 16% cash on the sideline, so I don't like that. I'd like to be up around 25, 30 if I can, especially with this election stuff still hanging out there. But we'll get out of that as soon as we can, or anything else that comes up. But I don't see anything in the near future of us being able to get out of. So we're kind of waiting for our NVAX to get up to that. I'd say 114 before we sell anything. So we're going to hold off until then. Okay. All right. So let's go back and take a look at our portfolio. As you can see here, we had a red day across the board. It was down. I think we ended up down about 300 points today on the Dow, but we did have red across the board here. But we had a good day as far as our portfolio goes because we are so heavy in NVAX. It kind of controls our portfolio right now. So we had a pretty good day in both our IRAs today, and also I've got this in my cash account as well. So we had a green day in everything today, and actually it was a very good comeback the last 2 days. So we're just a little bit above even for the week, so that's good. Hopefully we can have a good day tomorrow, but you know how Fridays go. But you can see here we did have some, all these were red today. Probably the worst one looks like ACB. Now those had been on fire here lately, but the last couple of days they've sold off. The pot stocks, they've sold off. U.S. Steel has sold off a little bit the last couple of days. XOM as well. This is another stock for our COVID. As you can see, it was down a little bit today. Nikola, that's that electric car company, mainly trucks. So it sold off a little bit, but it's been doing pretty decent. Let's take a look at that little 5-day chart for that one. I think it's been doing pretty good. I mean, it's up a little bit for the week maybe, but you can see here it did have a pretty good run the other day, and sold off a little bit today, yesterday and today. Today. So, but we like seeing it making those new highs right there. So the volume on that one still, you can see here, nothing compared to what it used to be. So a third of the volume. But they're working on the GM deal still, I believe. So not really anything happening there, but as long as it inches up, that's good. We'll take that. SPA, another one of these COVID stocks. It's just pretty much staying the same. So is the HTBX. I mean, we're not going anywhere with either one of those really. So that's kind of where we're at on our stocks. And as far as this tomorrow goes, you know, tomorrow is Friday. Fridays are usually kind of tough days. Some days people like to put money on the cash on the sideline. Can't blame them. So we're going to be looking at our NVAX, keep an eye on that. If we can get a good pop on that, maybe sometime in the future we'll get rid of some of it. But I'm not worried about it, so I'm just heavy in it, and I'd rather not be so heavy. But I'm not really worried about it. I think it's got a great vaccine, and they're very prepared to deploy when they have some approval. I think the United Kingdom is the one they're going to try to get the approvals with first. Hadn't started the phase 3 in the U.S. yet, and we might get that news any day of when that's going to start. So that's something we're going to be looking out for as well. But the COVID cases are picking up, and so the vaccine stuff's in the news for sure. Moderna's may have some data coming out here pretty soon. I think it was Pfizer that came out this week with the 90% effectiveness of their vaccine. So that was some good numbers for them. But that's going to be in the news so long as this COVID's going around, and it is going around. So we're just going to keep an eye on that. But hope you have a great day of trading tomorrow. Hey, appreciate you subscribing. Got a couple of new subscribers. Appreciate that. Please continue to click that button and subscribe if you haven't already. Set the notifications so you'll know when the videos come out. But I hope you're having a good day of trading tomorrow to finish the week. And we'll talk to you later on, maybe Sunday night sometime, and talk about what we're going to do in the following week and where we're at, how we ended the week. Okay? All right, well, have a great evening, and we'll talk to you later. Thanks. Hey, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe by clicking this button right here if you haven't already. Click that notification bell as well so you'll know when those videos come out. Have a great day. Thanks. Bye.